And good day, I welcome you back. Dr. Scott, your online headache doc, the only doctor of any kind certified by both the American and International Boards of Commonsensical Medicine. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 11, and Step number 3 of how to finally achieve significant long-lasting relief from your migraines and your headaches, despite your doctor's advice. To begin today's episode, I want to review step number 1 and step number 2. These must absolutely be followed in the order that these are being presented. We can't skip ahead to step number 3 unless we've accomplished step number 2, and we cannot progress into step number 2 if we haven't accomplished step number 1. So, step number 1 in finally finding significant long-lasting relief despite your doctor's advice is you must obtain a true diagnosis. In other words, we need to know with 100% certainty what is actually going on inside of your body that's resulting in your migraine or headache symptoms. And remember, your headaches may not be a head problem. So step number 1, you must first obtain a true diagnosis. Secondly, if you're one of the lucky few that finally have been able to pinpoint with certainty the real true cause, or if you want to confirm the real true cause, you must secondly get a couple of plain, simple, inexpensive X-ray pictures. So, X-rays, as we discussed, are not designed solely for looking for broken bones or dislocations. What we're looking for in a case with migraines or headaches of any type is not damage to the bones themselves, but what we're seeing on the X-ray is the actual path that your spinal cord and nerves travel, so that we can pinpoint the true cause of the compression of the spinal canal or nerves. This has continued to become the talk in recent years, since decades upon decades of proven medical research continues to show that this, without a close second, is the most common cause of migraine and headache symptoms. Hippocrates is known as the father of modern medicine. And like a lot of us have heard, when a doctor graduates from medical school, they must actually take the Hippocratic Oath, which in part says, first, do no harm. But a lot of Hippocrates' other quotes, for some seemingly convenient reason, or maybe inconvenient reason, have either been ignored or just swept under the rug. And one of Hippocrates' quotes is, look first to the spine for the cause of disease. So we know that the brain sending messages and receiving messages through the spinal cord is what controls every single function of our bodies. Yet, rather than looking to the cause of our symptoms, the spine, we're too caught up in finding the next best new and improved magic pill, shot, potion, gadget, gizmo, something in a feeble attempt to try to temporarily manage or treat our symptoms, all the while ignoring the true cause. This is what leads us into step number 3. Step number 1, you've got to get a true diagnosis. What is going on in your body causing the symptoms? Step number 2, plain, simple X-rays are the most reliable, simplest, and least expensive way to point us with certainty in the right direction. And as we know from decades of research, by far the spine, or at least a couple of specific spinal disorders, are the most common cause of migraine and headache symptoms. Today, I want to let you know that you need to make a choice. If you're going to move forward and finally find significant, long-lasting relief from your migraines and headaches, you only have two choices. And depending on which choice you make, that is going to tell us how to proceed in step number 4. So, step number 3 is your treatment plan must match your diagnosis. The treatment that you're getting must actually be addressing the true cause of your migraine and headache symptoms if you truly want to find proven significant, long-lasting improvement. If you want to live healthy, happy, active lifestyles without your migraines and headaches interfering with these normal activities of daily living. So you get to choose today. Here is choice number 1. Symptom management. Symptom management. This choice would be finding the next best, quote-unquote, new and improved method or mode of treatment to attempt to temporarily keep your symptoms under control, to manage your symptoms, only to have them return time and time and time again. Now, that sounds kind of absurd when you hear that. Why would I want to simply cover up my symptoms temporarily and ignore the cause? Well, sadly, this is the most common choice that most of us battling migraines and headaches choose. But I'll be honest, it's not all your fault, because the vast majority of the time, it's the only choice that our doctors give us. So, in modern medicine, in traditional medical treatment, the vast majority of the time, the consensus may be, look, there's no way to pinpoint for sure what's really causing your migraine and headache symptoms, so we're going to find the next best magical drug to try to manage your symptoms. Well, guess what? That's not what 80 years of proven, published medical research says. It's continued to demonstrate and prove time and time again that specific upper spinal disorders are the most common cause of migraine and headache symptoms. It is a problem in the vast majority of cases that we can help pinpoint the true cause. Which leads into choice number 2. You can either temporarily manage or treat your symptoms, or at least attempt to, or you can focus first and foremost on pinpointing and fixing the true cause. There it is. Fix the cause of your migraine and headache symptoms. If you remove the spinal compression, if you remove the spinal canal pressure that's resulting in the migraine and headache symptoms in the first place, there should be no need for ongoing drug intervention. Come on, let's use a little common sense. You're not having migraines and you're not having headaches because you haven't found the next best miracle drug. As you've heard me say countless times, the magic pill doesn't exist. It never did exist. And it never will exist. You are not having migraines, you are not having headaches, and you are not having pain because you need a better drug. Stop already. Again, sadly, that is the primary option that our doctors give us because they do not know or understand decades of proven published medical research, and quite frankly, they don't care because it's not going to change the method or type of treatment that they prescribe for your migraine and headache symptoms. So, you must have a true diagnosis. What's going on in your body causing your migraine and headache symptoms? And remember, it is likely that your migraines and headaches are not a head problem. Secondly, a couple of small, simple, safe, inexpensive X-ray pictures are the best test in many cases to point us in the right direction with certainty. Are you in the 70 to 80% of people battling migraines and headaches that have a specific disorder of the upper part of your spine that's compressing the spinal canal, resulting in your symptoms? And step number 3, you've only got 2 choices. You can keep looking for the magic pill, keep trying to find the magic shot, potion, gadget, gizmo in a feeble and continually failing attempt to try to manage your symptoms, or you can get a little bit of common sense going and tell your doctor, look, I'm tired of this. Let's stop experimenting and trying things out, hoping for some kind of long-lasting relief, and let's focus right now, first and foremost, on pinpointing the real, true cause with certainty. Then, and only then, can you proceed with specific and personalized treatment that's going to address the cause of your symptoms once and for all. So next week, what we'll discuss in step number 4 is specific treatment options if we are able to determine with certainty from step number 3 that you are in the 70 to 80% of migraine and headache sufferers that have one of these specific upper spinal disorders resulting in your condition. And I will say this, 32 years in private practice so far, specializing specifically and exclusively in migraine, headache, and specific upper spinal disorders, I can tell you this. Everybody's treatment plan is different. There is no such thing as a canned treatment plan, as we've been led to believe at our primary care doctor, at our chiropractor, at our pain management doc. Look, everybody's doing what they're trained to do. And again, if you're just looking to try something out, hoping somehow you're going to experience some significant improvement, good luck to you. But it doesn't make any sense to continue to ignore the cause any longer. So when we discuss treatment options next week, we're not going to discuss treatment options to manage your symptoms. What we'll be discussing in step number 4 is what I call corrective treatment options. So corrective treatment options are designed to address and correct the cause of your migraine and headache symptoms, not to treat or attempt to manage the symptoms. Does that make sense? So we will be summarizing these steps on our website, onlineheadachedoc.com, in the near future at the conclusion of this series. For the next week, I'm going to be traveling, and we're going to take a short break from our steps, and I'm going to actually share with you a couple of actual case studies here in my practice from the past week. And to me, this is actually the most frustrating part of my 32-year career so far. I love common sense, but it's hard to find in healthcare today. And it's how difficult, if not impossible, for us as migraine and headache sufferers to use a little bit of common sense to pinpoint the cause of our migraine and headache symptoms when that's not even the focus of our doctors. It's not the focus of a headache specialist. Everybody has the quote-unquote magic cure for your migraine and headache symptoms, which we know doesn't exist. But it's all about the business of healthcare. The business of healthcare. Selling you whatever type of treatment, therapy, products, services, whatever it is that particular healthcare provider happens to provide is what you're likely going to be sold. And yes, you are being sold. If your doctor cannot look you in the eye, answer your questions, and tell you with certainty, here is what's going on inside of your body that is resulting in your migraine and headache symptoms. And secondly, if your doctor cannot say the treatment method, or in most cases, methods that I have personalized for you are specifically designed to address this cause, to fix the real, true cause of your migraine and headache symptoms once and for all. If your doctor can't honestly and gladly answer your questions, well, you're going to have to make the choice, but you may be at the wrong specialist. Please share this podcast with somebody that you know, somebody that you care about that continues to battle ongoing migraines, ongoing headaches, ongoing pain, and maybe they feel like they've tried everything. We're nearing the end of the rope here. Nowhere to turn. What do I do from here? There is help available. There is hope for your condition. But you've got to start looking in the right place and stop trying things out, hoping for some kind of lasting improvement. You must have a true diagnosis. What's causing your migraine or headache symptoms? And number two, simple X-ray pictures are the best method to point us in that direction. And thirdly, today, your treatment must be personalized for you and your condition, and it must match your diagnosis. It must actually address the cause of your migraine and headache symptoms once and for all. Join me next week where we discuss step number 4, specific, personalized, corrective treatment options for your migraine and headache symptoms. Thank you for listening. I'm Dr. Scott, your online headache doc, and those are the facts. And everything else, well, it's just another opinion. The information contained in this podcast is not meant to substitute for your doctor or healthcare provider's advice or recommendations. It is based on Dr. Scott's 32 years in private practice so far, specializing exclusively in migraine, headache, and upper spinal disorders, as well as decades upon decades of proven published medical research. Copyright 2025 by Milagros Media, LLC, not affiliated with Dr. Scott's private practice.